Yes, my lord. Ma'am, you, on several occasions, you have been mentioning the fact that you got some information from General from Brigadier Kininda. That is how you get to know, amongst others, how the information in this case is, not so?
That's correct, my lord.
Must I repeat what I said? Okay, no, thank you. The question was, is it correct that in her evidence, she made mention of the fact that she received a lot of information on how the facts of this case are, or on what the facts of this case are, and then she says that is correct.
Ubufakazi bakho shilo ke ukuthi wathola ke imininingwane ukuthi ke kuyini ke yini equkethiwe ke ekhona ke mayelana nalecala leli ophendula ke wathi yebo kuyiqiniso lokho.
Now, as a seasoned investigator, did you go verify that information that you received from Brigadier Kininda, just to find out if what Mr. Kininda told you aligns with the version that the witness were in the house are saying? Do you get my question?
I get your question.
Thank you. What is your answer?
Yes, I did some of the things verify, my lord, because sometimes I'll have questions.
Ingabe manje ke kulolwazi ke onalo oluthole kuyena uBrigadier Kininda naloku ke khulunywa ufakazi uhambile ke wayoqinisekisa ke ukuthi ngempela ke kuyahlangana ke yebo ngikwenzile ke lokho ngoba kwezinye ke indawo bengiye ngibe nemibuzo.
Now, in your endeavor to do so, did you at some stage go and have a consultation just to go verify what Brigadier Mr. said to you? Go and verify same with the witnesses who were in the house.
My lord, no, I was never directed to the witnesses, my lord, who were in the house. The thing is, I can't remember now the statement, my lord, that I took from Thokozis, my lord. I can't remember what it is contained in it.
Angazeke ngitshelwe ukuthi angihambeke ngiye kulabo babephakathi ke endlini kodwa ke statement lesi ke sakhe umthokozisi ithwala angisakhumbula ukuthi yini ke ayishilo noma ebhaliwe kusona.
The essence of my question is, Mr. Kininda tells you that is this, for instance, he would say this is how it happened. As an investigating officer, did you take an opportunity to go out to the people who were particularly in the house, go and verify the authenticity of what Brigadier Kininda told you from the people in the house, who were in the house? Did you ever do that?
My lord, as I am mentioning that it is only one person, my lord, that I was actually instructed, my lord, to go and obtain a statement from.
Sorry. Engikubuzayo ke kuwena ukuthi ke nanjengoba ke uBrigadier Kininda bezokutshela into ke ukuthi uhambe uye kofakazi ke uzame ke ukuthi uhlanganiseke ukuthi lento ayishilo kuwena naye bayishoyo ke iyahambisana yini nanjengoba ngishilo ke ukuthi ke ufakazi oyedwa kuphela mina ke ekwathwa noma engatshelwa ukuthi angiye kuyena ke.
Thank you. Now you are told this court in no uncertain terms that you've got information, or the state has got evidence that the assertion that the accused persons acted in furtherance of a common purpose is just not a thumb-sucked information, it's not a trumped-up information, but that there was a masterminder who was masterminding this whole thing. Is that what you said? Not so?
That's correct, my lord.
Kumbuzo ke ukuthi ke noma kuloko kumele bekushilo ke ukuthi ke lana ke abamangalelo abasola ngokuthi ke lana kunetulo ke elikhona ke ushilo wena umuphendula ke wathi uyazi ukuthi ukhona ke ongqondo kona konke lokho yebo ngishilo.
Now, you would agree with me that a masterminder is basically a co-perpetrator, not so?
That's correct, my lord.
Uvumelana ke nami ukuthi ke ungqondo ke naye ke umuntu naye oyingxenye noma ke naye khona kwenzileke kubulelesi lobo yebo ngiyavuma.
You would basically also agree with me that in terms of a comparison, a masterminder is a shark. Those that he sends to go and execute what he wants to be executed are just sardines. Not so?
My lord, I understand a mastermind to be a person, my lord, who obviously give an instruction.
Mina ke ungqondo ke mazi nanjengomuntu ke okuyena ke oshoyo ukuthi akwenzekeni noma akwenziweni.
Yeah, in terms of the marine life, we've got a whale, we've got a shark, we've got a sardines. Now a masterminder is a shark. Those that he sends, the soldiers, are just sardines. They are not the most fearful of people. Abantu abasabekago. Isilungu siyabaleka phela phela bona abantu abasabekago. You see, a dangerous person is the shark, not so. Would you agree with me on that
My
one?
lord, I
Thank
don't
you.
want to get to the sharks and the sardines issue, my lord. All I'm saying is that my understanding is that a mastermind is someone who has given out an instruction.
Angifuni ukuthi ngingeneke kulokhu la wena uchaza khona ke inhlobo ethizeke zofish kunamashaka kunamawhale kunalezi ezincane lezi ezithunywayo kodwa mina ke ngikushoyo kuwena ukuthi ke ungqondo yiloyo yena ke oshoyo ukuthi kufanele kwenziweni.
Thank you. Now, as you look at the at the 5 accused that are appearing before court here, is that mastermind here?
The mastermind.
Yes. The one you said you know, you've got evidence that there's a mastermind. Is he or she or them here? Or it here?
No, my lord.
Lona ke ngikhuluma ngaye ngimshoyo ukuthi ungqondo mangibhekeke laba abahlanu ke abahlezi lana cha akekho phakathi kwabo.
But we've just told this court that a mastermind is a person who gives out these instructions. In other words, the mastermind in our case here, the mastermind is the person who said, accused number 1, this is your function. Accused number 2, this is your function. Accused number 3, this is your function. Accused number 4, this is your function. And accused number 5, you had to do this. He's a dangerous person. Why is that person not here?
My lord, what I can recall is that
Yes.
the brigadier did mention that he applied for a warrant of arrest,
Yes.
but it was not issued. I'm not in position to say why it was not issued. That's all I know.
Nanjengoba ushilo ke ukuthi ungqondo ke uyena ke ozothi mangalelo oqala yenza lokhu mangalelo sibili yenza lokhu mangalelo sithathu yenza lokhu mangalelo wesine yenza lokhu nowesihlanu yenza lokhu umuntu loyo ke onobungozi kakhulu ke kungani ke engekho lana engikwaziyo ke noma engikhumbulayo ke ukuthi ubrigadier Gininda wasenza ke isicelo sencwadi egunyazisa ukuboshwa kwakhe ukuthi kungani ke ingakhishwa ngake angazi.
He said he will apply for the warrant.
Wathi uzokwenza noma uzosifaka ke isicelo sencwadi leyo egunyaziswa ukuboshwa kwakhe.
Thank you. So there was an indication from Brigadier Gininda that he would go and make an application for a warrant of arrest against that mastermind, but fortunately you can't really say why was that not done, not so?
That's correct, my lord.
Shilo ke ukuthi washo ke ukuthi uzokwenza lokho ukuthi ke kungani ke kungenzekanga angazi.
Thank you. But now you specifically told the court that you know for a fact that there's a mastermind. what is it that this mastermind did in the context of this case, which you are then labeling him or her or it or them as a mastermind? What is it that they did?
As a court, please, my lord, I wonder if really this issue should be canvassed in so much detail. This trial is about the current accused who are before court, and the questioning and the cross-examination should be confined to the accused who are before court.
Leli icala ke kubuzo ke othi ke nanjengoba ushilo kuyazi ukuthi ukhona ke ungqondo yini ke lena awayenza ke yena ke ekubangela usho ukuthi uyena ungqondo usethu umshushisi ke leli icala ke lingabalisa laba abawu5 abaphambi kwalenkantolo uma sekubuzwa ke imibuzo ayiqondane nabo ke.
Yes, Mr. Minister.
My Lord, it is this witness who came up with the concept of a mastermind. And just to paraphrase her, she said, I've got information that was in relation to the common purpose, by the way. I've got information that there's also a mastermind who was involved in this whole scenario here. So I can't understand and figure out on what basis can this question be unfair when I specifically implore that fact further as to what is it that this mastermind in the context of this case did, which you are then empowered or enabled to refer, or that justifies you to refer to him, because I don't know that mastermind for now, to him or her or them or it as a mastermind. I don't understand what is the unfairness of the question in that context.
My Lord, this is a collateral issue. The trial is about the current accused. If a witness gives an answer on a collateral issue, that should be it, my Lord. That answer cannot be pursued any further. We submit, therefore, that this line of questioning, my Lord, is pursuing a collateral issue for which an answer has already been given, and it should be left to rest there, my Lord.
As it is the court, my Lord, my colleague is simply mentioning that it's a collateral issue. Collateral issue in the context of this trial simply means it's a facta probandum. That is a fact which is relevant to the facts in issue. That is perfectly perfect.
Yeah, continue, Mr.
As it pleases the court, my Lord. What is it that this person that you are referring to, him, it, her, or them, as a mastermind, did for you to refer to them as a mastermind? Very briefly, what is it that they did?
My Lord, what I can say is that what I was briefed, my Lord, upon is that the accused are linked with the mastermind, my Lord, but I'm not in position to detail everything, my Lord, like how they are linking the accused to the mastermind.
Yini ke lena ubuntu lona umchaza wena ke nanjengongqondo ayenza khona kukona ke lokhu noma kwicala leli ke engikwaziyo noma engakutshelwa ke ukuthi ke bayahlanganiswa ke abamangalelwa kanye naye ke umuntu lo akunayo ke imininingwane ke eminingi ke ukuthi ke ngayiphi ke indlela, kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi ngatshelwa ke noma ngabriefwa ke ukuthi khona ke ukuhlangana nokuxhumana okwakukhona.
So it was by mistake when you told the court that you know that there's a mastermind who operated this whole thing that was working in concert with all these accused person here, that you've got some information about that.
It is not a mistake, my Lord. I'm still standing, my Lord, on that point I have made.
Bengasilona ke iphutho uma bengisho ke ukuthi ngiyazi ukuthi ke ukhona ke ungqondo kukona lokho ngisamile ke kuloko bengikushilo.
So according to the information that you then received as an investigating officer of this case from Brigadier Kininda, why is that mastermind or those masterminders or that it masterminder not before court here?
I do not know, my Lord. What I know is that the warrant was not issued. I have no idea, my Lord.
Ukuthi kungani ke loyo ngqondo loyo engekho ke phambi kwale nkantolo angazi ngiyazi ke noma angazi nokuthi futhi kungani ke incwadi leyo kunyazisa ukuboshwa kwakhe ingazange isayinwe noma ikhishwe.
So you're suggesting that it's a question that I should pen, and when Brigadier Kininda arrives here, I should pursue that question with him.
Yes, my lord.
Thank you.
Yebo kanjalo ukuthi umbuzo loyo ke usungawubuza yena ke uBrigadier Kininda uma esekhona la.
So in terms of your investigation, as an investigator in this case, you don't know how this masterminder and these accused persons are linked. Now, you yourself personally.
You are saying I don't know how they are linked. May you please repeat the question?
Let me repeat my question. In terms of your own personal investigation, knowledge that you gathered as you were investigating this court, you only know that there's a mastermind who was behind this whole thing here. But what role did that mastermind play? How that mastermind influenced the existence of this accused person in this case in the commission of that offense? That you do not know.
I do not know, my lord.
Thank you.
Yebo ngiyazi ukuthi ukhona ke ungqondo kukona konke lokho ukuthi wenzani ke yena ke kukona konke lokho cha angazi.
How many masterminders were there? As per your investigation, do you bear any knowledge?
My lord, I only know one mastermind.
Uyedwa kuphela ke ngqondo engimaziyo ke kulokho.
Yeah, you know, I'm not in a space to ask who that masterminder is. You say it's only one mastermind. Not so?
Yes, my lord.
Thank you.
Yebo ngisho kanjalo ngithi uyedwa kuphela.
Just a second. My lord, may I consult accused number 3?
Yeah, fine.
On this mastermind kind of a thing. Thank you, my lord. Now, you in no as uncertain terms, you're telling this court about this mastermind. You're mentioning that there's only one mastermind. Who's this mastermind? Is it the person that is known to you? What is their name? Where do they stay? Or where does he or she stay? Who is she or he?
My lord, I only know the name by Nonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo.
Ngazigama ke mina lakhe ke ungqondo lona uNonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo.
Nonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo. In the course of investigation, did you ever meet her? Because Nonhlanhla, I mean, it's a her. Now at least it dawns in my mind that you're talking about the lady here. Did you ever met her in the course of your investigation?
No, my lord.
Ngabe kuphenyo lakho ke sike wahlangana naye yini? Cha.
Did you ever make attempts to contact her?
No, my lord.
Wazama yini ukuthi uxhumane naye? Cha.
Now, in your knowledge, as part of the investigating team, what necessitated her non-arrest?
My Lord, I have no idea. I do not know. What I know is that the Brigadier told me that he has applied for a warrant and it was not issued, so I'm not sure why.
Kuphenyo lakho ke yini ekwaba imbangela yokuthi angaboshwa angazi mangikhulumisana naye ngixoxisana naye ubrigadier ushilo noma washo ukuthi isicelo wasenza ke sencwadi ke egunyazisa ukuboshwa kwakhe.
My Lord, may I request a very final indulgence?
What?
Final indulgence to approach the accused.
Yeah, fine. No, it's because the first time I attended trial, which is superseded by 1 million requests to take instructions. That's all.
Yes, it is the court, my Lord.
Because normal trials which I've attended to in the past, you take instructions, you know your version. Whatever witness comes with a version, you have consulted your witness. But in this trial, every 5 minutes is a stop start. Is that so, Mr. Khumalo? Were you ever involved in a trial like this with the stop starts?
I've been given that opportunity to consult.
Yeah, but
Yes.
have you ever, the stop start.
Maybe to properly get instructions.
And it's not a criticism, it's just stating a fact.
Thank you.
Mr. Ramosepiti.
I'm happy over what the court says. My Lord,
No, we are entitled to do that.
no, we are creatures of instructions.
Yes,
if
of
he
course.
raises the hand,
Yes.
no matter
yeah.
I consulted with him at the beginning, I still need to hear what he says.
No,
because
quite.
Tomorrow I'll be criticized to say he raised his hand, you didn't take the point.
No,
so
you're
it,
entitled.
it does happen. It's unlike that. The stop starts are for new instructions.
Okay, they are for new instructions. Okay. Yes, Mr.
As it please the court, my Lord.
Yeah.
I've got instructions from Mr. Mwe, much against what you have told to this court, that there's a mastermind here by the name of Nonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo, that he himself never met Kelly Khumalo in his life. There was no communication between him and Kelly Khumalo. There was no communication between Kelly Khumalo and him. There was never ever a communication between him and Kelly Khumalo in the presence of this other accused. There was never ever a communication between him, Kelly Khumalo, in the presence of this other accused about the killing of Senzo Meyiwa.
As I have mentioned, my Lord, that I have no details of how each one is linked to the mastermind.
Ngitshela ke manje umnumzana Ncube ukuthi ke akakaze ahlanganeke nalo muntu ombiza ngokuthi uNgqondo Nonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo akhulumisane naye axhumane naye noma akhulumisane naye bekhona abamangalelwa abanye laba noma futhi akhulume ngalo icala leli bekhona bese ngishilo ke ukuthi angazi anginayo imininingwane yokuthi ummangalelwa ngamunye kulaba ke uhlangana kanjani ke naye uNgqondo loyo.
Finally, there's also no indication, nothing whatsoever, that this other accused person, beyond accused number 3, had a communication with Kelly Khumalo in the presence of other accused. That is mutatis mutandis. In other words, when Kelly Khumalo spoke to them or when they spoke to Kelly Khumalo, that thing never happened. In other words, this is a trump-up case against the accused person, as against Kelly Khumalo as well.
My Lord, I do not have comments, and as I have indicated that I have no knowledge how they are linked with each of the accused.
Nokuthi futhi ke akukho la khona ke kutshengiswa khona noma ikhona ke into ekhona ethi abanye bakhuluma noKelly uKelly wakhuluma nabanye into njena ke njengoba ngisho ke ukuthi nje itulo ke leli kubona abamangalela kanye futhi nakuyena ke uNonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo bese ngishilo ke ngathi akukho emininingwane enginayo ukuthi bahlangana kanjani.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, my lord.
Thank you.
for the court's patience in allowing me to consult accused on
Yeah.
a number of occasions, my lord. I've
Okay.
got no further question to the witness.
Yes,
Thank
Mr. Khumalo, are you the next? Have you cross-examined?
Cross-examine, I think.
And Mr. Miyeki?
I've done my cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. We
Oh, all of you.
cross-examined yesterday, yes.
I see. Re-examination, Mr. Baloyi.
As the court pleases, my lord. Earlier on, Advocate Nisi put a proposition to this witness that an S4 cell phone is depicted on the master copy of Warrant Officer Musia's album. We raised an objection, my lord, at that point,
Yeah.
and indicated that that is at odds with the evidence of Mr. Tumelo Madlala. We wish to further refer in this regard to Exhibit O in brackets 3. This is the affidavit of Sergeant Moshwana, and
Objection, my lord. Is that not a matter that should be reserved for argument? As the state has always been indicating to me that it's a matter that should be reserved for argument.
No, no.
Reference to Mr.
No,
Mushwana's
No, he says you put in, as
Yes.
an assertion, incorrect evidence. Am I right, sir?
yes, indeed, and we-
Incorrect evidence. Not me saying that, it's him. Now
is
he's
it-
saying the record shows the correct evidence.
yes.
as
No
it is
argument
the court,
about it.
my lord.
Yes, we just elaborating a lot on the earlier objection. In paragraph 3 of this exhibit, O in brackets 3, Sergeant Mushwana testified that on the 27th of October 2014, he received a telephonic request of assistance from Lieutenant Colonel Nietleng as per First Lores CAS 63610 of 2014 to assist in downloading the data from 6 cell phones. And he says the cell phones were packaged in forensic bags as follows. Number 1, he gives a forensic bag number containing one Samsung S3. This is the objection, my lord, that we raised, and Advocate Nisi incorrectly referred to it as S4.
Lana ke umshushisi uveza ke udaba beke kwakhulunywa ngalo ngaphambili ke uma uadvocate Mnisi ebethi ke kufakazi le phone lena ke ayizange ithathweke ngoba kuyithombe zakhe uwarrant officer Musia yayikhona ke leyo phone. Umshushisi uthi ke manje useyafunda ke ku exhibit O 3 la kwakufakaza khona uSergeant Mushwana ku paragraph 3 kufakazi bange 27 la ashilo ke khona ukuthi nge 27 zika October 2014 wathola ke ucingo olubuya kuyena uLieutenant Colonel Nietling emcela ke ukuthi ke acwaningeke imininingwane yomakhala ekhukhwini abawu6 phakathi kwabo ke labo makhala ekhukhwini kwakune Samsung S3 eyodwa. Uthi lokhu kutshengisa ke ukuthi lokhu yabe kushiwo uyena advocate Mnisi ukuthi kwakuyi S4 bekungelona iqiniso kodwa nabo ubufakazi obushoyo ukuthi kwakuyi Samsung S3.
This is further buttressed by the form that was completed as per Exhibit O in brackets 4 in brackets D with the details of Mr. Tumelo Madlala, and his phone is described as a Samsung S3.
Kubeka ke uthi khona ke nobunye ke ubufakazi ke ukuthi uexhibit O 4D nala khona ke kuchazwayo ukuthi ke kubhaliwe futhi imininingwane yomnikazi uTumelo Madlala nomakhala ekhukhwini wase uyachazwa ke ukuthi kwakuyi Samsung S3.
Now, Sergeant Mogola, Mr. Ramosepele for accused number 2 put to you that Sergeant Mohani obtained a buccal sample of accused number 2 at Pretoria North Police Station in your presence. And you responded that you were not present.
Yes, my lord, I was not present when the buccal swab, my lord, was taken from accused number 2.
Mr. Ramusipile ke umele ummangalelo wesibili ushilo kwenake ukuthi wawukhona ke noma ngenkathi uSergeant Mukhane ethatha ke ubufakazi bala emlonyeni ke kuyena ummangalelo wesibili ePretoria North wawukhona wasuyaphendula ke wena wathi cha wawungekho yebo ngishilo ukuthi ngangingekho.
Have you since become aware of who took the buccal sample of accused number 2?
Yes, my lord.
Yes, who was it?
Yes,
Objection, my lord. That's new evidence that now the state is introducing.
How is it new, sir?
It is new in a sense that when this witness testified, she said, I don't know. Now the state says, have you subsequently become aware? When?
No, she didn't say, just listen.
Yes.
She didn't say, I don't know.
Yes.
She said she was not present.
Yes.
That's the evidence.
Exactly.
Now, the re-examination is, has she since become aware of the person who actually took the buccal sample as opposed to what accused number 2 says, or Mr. Ramusipili says, it was in the presence of her. That evidence is terrifying.
That is the reason why I'm saying, my lord, that is now new evidence. When did she become aware? As she was preferring her testimony. How did she become aware?
The question is allowed, sir.
As it pleases the court.
As the court pleases, you can go ahead.
it is.
It is fine. The person, the state will be calling the person.
Are you recording the person?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, my lord. It's Sergeant Mashele.
Yes.
Sergeant Mashele.
Yes, my lord.
Ingaba nanjengoba usho ukuthi wawungekho uye waba nalo ke ulwazi yini ukuthi ubani ke lo wathatha ke lobo bufakazi lobo bomlomo kuyena ke ummangalelo wesibili yebo umbuzo ke lo abe nenkinga nawo ke advocate umnisike kodwa inkantolo yathi yavumela ke uthi ke Sergeant Mashele nombuso uthi ke uzobizwa ke leyo bufakazi loyo.
And it was further put to you that Sergeant Mukhane obtained the buccal swab at Vilera Police Station on the 26th of October 2020 on the eve of accused number 2's court appearance on the 27th of October 2020. Do you have comment on that?
My lord, according to this slip, my lord, if I remember correctly, Advocate Ramusipili did ask me, my lord, to get this for him. And that's how, my lord, I made inquiries from Sergeant Mukhane of where, my lord, did he put this, my lord. So it was discovered that it was mistakenly filed, my lord. And the location, my lord, indicates that it is 325 Ben Viljoen Street, Pretoria North.
And the date, time?
And it shows, my lord, the station is, and the date is 2020. 06/16.
Lana ke uyavela ke noma uMr Ramusipile omele yena ke ummangalelo wesibili ucheck wena ke noma akushilo ke ukuthi nge-26 zika October 2020 ngelanga nje ngaphambi lokuthi ke ummangalelo nabammangalelwa bayobingelela imantshi eBoksburg ila uSergeant Mukhane athatha khona ke lobufakazi bomlomo ke kuyena ummangalelo wesibili. Kodwa ke lana kuyavela ke ukuthi ikheli elibhaliwe ke khona lana ngoba uMr Ramusipile uyena ongicelile ukuthi angimphatheleke lobufakazi kwatholakala ukuthi bekubekwe endawoni ke engasiyona noma errong u325 Ben Viljoen Street kwakunge okay yeah istay kubhaliwe indawo Pretoria North 2020-06-16.
Sorry, did you give that to Mr. Ramusipili?
Yes, all the councillors.
All of them, okay.
Yes, all of them, my lord. Yes. And it will serve as exhibit D7. D7.
D7.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Ramosipili further asks you about the chain of custody of the vehicle sample for accused number 2, and Ms. Advocate Khumalo of accused number 4 asks you about the chain of custody for the vehicle sample of accused number 4. You testify that you did hand in these vehicle samples at the biological section of the forensic science laboratory. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
Ubuziweke uyena uMr. Ramosipileke nomele yena umangalo wesibili ngokuthi ke ukulandelelana ke noma ukuhanjiswa ke kwalobufakazi lobu wase uyabuzwa kuyena ke uadvocate Khumalo ngokumphathelene naye ke umangalelo wesine washo ke wena ukuthi wazihambisa ke uzisa kuyona ke ilab yebo kuyiqiniso.
Did you get any acknowledgement of receipt?
That's correct, my lord.
Ingaba khona yini owakuthola ke okuyisiqinisekiso noma okutshengisayo ke ukuthi wakhambisa lokho uthi yebo kuyiqiniso.
I just want to show you a document which has been marked Exhibit D8. Can you just identify it?
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
These are the receipts, my lord, which I have received, my lord, from Biology Forensic Science Laboratory.
Iwona amaphepha lana noma ke ireceipt ke engayithola ke uma ngihambisa ke base benginikeza lokho okuyinkomba ke yokuthi ngempela ngakuhambisa.
Yes, for which accused?
For accused number 2 and accused number 3 and accused number 4.
Lana ke kubhalwe umangalelo wesithathu kanye nowesine.
As a court, please, my lord, it's not really in dispute. We just beg leave to hand up this exhibit D in brackets 8. It's acknowledgement of receipt from the biology section of accused 3 and accused number 4. My colleagues have been finished with that document. Right. Advocate Mnisi put it to you that your evidence regarding the 2 cell phones that you testify that were found in possession of accused number 2 on the 30th of May 2020 during his arrest is untrue. You then responded that there is an SAP 13 to confirm that.
That's correct, my lord.
Uadvocate Mnisi ke ushilo kwena ke ukuthi ubufakazi bakho mayela namakhalekhukhwini ababili abatholakala kuyena umangalelo wokuqala nge-30 zama 2020 kathi eboshwe ukuthi bengasilona iqiniso. Washo ke wena ukuthi ke ikhona iSAP 13 ewubufakazi ke ukuthi impela bakhona lawo ma cell phones. Yebo.
Now you've already referred to the SAP 13 extract from Tembisa police station. Is there any other extract of SAP 13?
My lord, I have the SAP 13 of Tembisa South, my lord, and there is also SAP 13, my lord, from Brixton, my lord, upon which they have received the exhibits.
Nayo ke usukhulumile ke ufakazileke ngeSAP 13 yaseThembisa ingaba ikhona yini enye iSAP 13 SAP 13 yaseThembisa South kanye futhi ke nayo ke eyase Brixton.
I just want to show you a document that has been marked Exhibit D in brackets 6, which has also been furnished to my colleagues. Can you just identify that?
Yes, my lord, it is SAP 13413, my lord, where an entry, my lord, has been made, my lord, in connection with the 2 cell phones, my lord, that were seized from accused number 1.
Lana ke exhibit lona ke u-326 bhaliwe ke ku-SAP 13 lapha ke ku-413 ekhuluma ke ngomakhalekhukhwini ababili abatholakala kuyena ummangalelwa wokuqala.
Yes, can you just put, do you have a copy? Can you just put the contents on record?
The one of Christine.
Yes.
It is SAP 13413, Tembisa 217/03/2019, dealing in drugs, Samsung, unknown email, back number PA600. My lord, I can't actually see this number.
Yes.
It's not clear if it's 6 or 5.
Yes.
00180696, and there's PA 600 1244 570. The second one is black phone, unknown email, PA 500 180 6986, and there's PA 600 1244 568.
Imininingwane ifundeka ngalendlela ke u413 Tembisa number yeqala ke u217032019 iqala ke ukutholakala neyidakamizwa kubhaliwe ke ukuthi Samsung 3.1 IMEI number ayaziwa uPA kune number bukeka ngathi u6 ke 6001806986 no PA 600 1244 umakhalekhukhwini wesibili ifoni emnyama ngombala IMEI number ayaziwa uPA 500 1806986 no PA 600 1244 568.
Yes, have you placed all the particulars on record?
And my lord, there is a place where, my lord, it reflects my name, my service number, cell phone number, suspect. Sorry, my lord, Mzi Semba Sibia, and my lord, there is where, my lord, I have attached my signature, my lord. And there is also a signature of the person who has received the exhibit.
Bekhona ke indawo la engibhale khona ke igama lami ngibhala ke inamba yami yasemaphoyiseni i-cell number yami umsolwa bhaliwe ke Mzisi Themba Sibiya nala ngisayinde khona nala kusayinde khona lo ekuyena owathola amazibiti.
Yes.
And my lord, there is a column 5 where it shows 2 phones booked in for downloading. The date is 2020-10-14, and received by, there's a signature, my lord, and also 2 phones received from downloader, date 2020-10-15. There's batch number PA 6500 178681, PA 6500 178680, and there's a column, my lord, where it says the date 2020-12-17, 2 phones booked out, handed over to Captain Mwebe with the service number 05399001, cell phone number 082. There's a cell phone number, my lord, a signature. Two signatures, my lord, are reflecting 6.3 and 6.4.
Lana ke futhi kuphindeke nala ku column 5 ke kubhaliwe ama phone amabili akhishwa ke.
Sorry, my lord, it's not 2 signature, my lord, it's 1 signature.
Ama phone amabili ke akhishwa ke ukuthi ke kuyobhekwa ke noma ke ayo downloadwa i-date ukhona u2020-10-14. Okay, nokuthi yatholwa ubani-ke, ubani wayamukela, amafoni amabili. Etholwa ubani nokuthi futhi yini ezoyenza ukudownloada u-2020 10-15.
Received from downloader.
Ithi lamafoni amabili iyachaza okokuqala ukuthi yamukela noma yatholwa ubani, ukuthi amafoni amabili-ke ayabuya noma asebuya-ke manje emuva kokuthi-ke kwakuyokwenziwa ama-download kuwona 2020 10-15. Inamba-ke yesikhwama lesi ezobufakazi PA65 00178681 no PA65 00178680. Bese-ke ku-column 6-ke kubhaliwe 2020 12-17. Amafoni amabili akhishwa-ke ase endluliselwa noma enikezelwa ku-Captain Ngwebe, kwabhalwa-ke inamba yakhe yamaphoyisa, i-cell number yakhe, wase eyasayinda futhi-ke.
Now, during the cross-examination by Mr. Mgomezulu, he referred to Exhibit DD in brackets 5, paragraph 15.2.2, and he put it to you that the forensic back, which appears there, and I'm going to put it on record again, PA65 00178680, differs from the forensic back number mentioned in the SAP 13 from Tembisa as per Exhibit CCC in brackets 1. And your answer was, this is probably the evidence back number after in which the cell phone was put after it was downloaded. Now, the information as per column 5 does it accord with the number that's reflected in paragraph 15.2.2?
That's correct, my lord. It is also reflecting that 2 phones received from downloader.
Yes.
Manje-ke nkathi-ke uMr Mgomezulu ekubuza-ke imibuzo, uthe-ke kunale number-ke noma lesi sikhwama sobufakazi esinenumber ewu-PA65 ukuthi-ke leyo number leyo ihlukile-ke kuleyo ebhaliweke noma ekhona kwi-SAP 13 lena-ke yaseThembisa ucolumn 5. Lana-ke uma ngifunda lana khona ku-5 iyasho-ke ukuthi amafoni amabili atholakala noma ayebuya kuyena owaye-downloader.
So, my lord, it is the same back number, my lord.
Kusho ukuthi-ke inamba-ke yesikhwama leyo efanayo noma-ke inamba eyodwa.
Now, regarding the arrest of accused number 1 on the 19th of March 2019, Mr. Mgomezulu put it to you that one Sergeant Baloyi and Mudau arrested accused number 1 for the murder of Mr. Senzo Meiwa. And you answered that their statements do not mention that they arrested accused number 1 for the death of Senzo Meiwa. Now, the question is, were these 2 officers ever part of the investigating team in this matter?
No, my lord, they are not part of the investigation team.
Kumibuzo yakhe-ke nababekuhloma yona-ke uMr Mgomezulu-ke uthe ekuboshweni kwakhe ummangalelo wokuqala ngeyi-19 zika-March 2019 boshwa kwetha uSergeant Baloyi kanye noMudau bathi-ke bambophela icala lokubulala uSenzo Meiwa. Umbuzo manje-ke ukuthi laba babili uSergeant Baloyi kanye noMudau bake bayingxenye yini yophenyo laleli cala? Uthi cha, abakaze babe yingxenye yophenyo laleli cala.
Mr. Mgomezulu further put it to you that accused number 1 was questioned on the 19th of March 2019 on the information given by Mr. Zungu, as he put it, and that a search was conducted at accused number 1's premises, as it was alleged that he was in possession of drugs, culminating in him being charged for possession of drugs under Tembisa CAS 217/3/2019, Now, what is the status of that case?
My lord, the accused, my lord,
Yes, you
Oh.
don't need to. Is it
It's-
still ongoing?
it's
Has it been
finalized, my
finalized?
lord.
Thank you.
Icala leli ke elu 21703 ka 2019 leke lasethembisa kasahambeli ke liseqediwe.
Now, Mr. Mgomezulu further put it to you that accused number 1 mentions in his confession that he was with Marco and Makimbi during the incident and that one of them shot the deceased. You then mentioned that you discovered that he was giving misleading information. And you further mentioned that there's a record from correctional services that those 2 people were in prison when Senzo Mayo was killed.
That's correct, my lord.
Eseqhubekayo ngifama imibuzo ke uMr Mgomezulu uthe kwena ke washo uma esegonuluka ke ummangalo lokuqala ukuthi yena ke waye noMarco kanye noMakimbi wase uyaphendula ke wena wathi ngaleso sikhathi ke sokubulawa kwakhe uSenzo Meyiwa uMarco kanye noMakimbi futhi khona ke okutshengisayo nobufakazi ke ukuthi bona ke babe boshiwe besejele yebo kuqiniso.
Were you able to establish as to when they were arrested, these 2 individuals?
My lord, I don't have it now at the back of my mind.
Okay, that's fine.
Ingabe wathola yini ukuthi baboshwa abaningi ke labo babili anginayo ke njengamanje.
Yes. Thank you. Both Advocate Nisi and Mr. Mgomezulu asked you as to whether you consulted the family members of the deceased in this matter. Insofar as you could establish, were any of them present when the incident happened?
No, my lord.
Bobabili ke uadvocate Mnisi kanye naye ke uMr Mgomezulu bakubuzile ke ukuthi wahlangana noma nahlangana yini nomndeni kamufi ingabe babe khona yini ngenkathi isigameko leso senzeka cha.
It's on record that various police officers took down statements of various witnesses. Do you perhaps know if any of them made contact with the family?
The officer. Yes, my lord. Well, I don't have any idea.
Unofakazi ke ukuthi amaphoyisa amaningi ke noma amaphoyisa ahlukene ke athatha ubufakazi thatha idatha ke kofakazi abahlukile uyazi yini ukuthi bona ke baxhumana yini nabo cha angazi.
Now, Mr. Mgomezulu made this sweeping proposition to you that you've cooked up the evidence. Do you have any reason to cook up the evidence as you put it, whatever that means?
No, my lord, I do not have any reason.
Ushilo ke uMr Mgomezulu ke kwena ke wathi into nje yonke nje le eyaphekwa ke lokufakazi lokho ngabe unako naso yini izathu sokuthi ke ungakwenza lokho noma kusho ukuthini ke lokho cha anginaso.
Did you know any of the accused before the incident?
No, my lord.
Ingabe ukhona yini okade umazi ummangalelwa ngaphambi kwesehlakalo lesi cha.
Now, Mr. Mgomezulu then went ahead and put this following proposition to you that Mr. Longwe Twala is the one who shot the deceased, that the deceased, Mr. Senzo Mayo, was shot when separating Longwe and Zandi, who were fighting, that when Longwe got to the house, that he was under the influence and had a .3 revolver, and that 3 shots were fired, and 3 people were injured, being the deceased, Mr. Senzo Mayiwa, who was fatally wounded, that Mr. Longwe Twala shot himself in his ankle, and that the other shot was fired in the floor, and that Ms. Kelly Khumalo was injured.
My lord, is that, are you putting?
Yes, do you remember that?
I remember, my lord.
That proposition that was put to you?
I remember, my lord.
Yes, but
Uyakhumbula ke kunaloko akushilo ke advocate Mgomezulu ukuthi ke umufi wadubuleka ke ezama ukuthi ke ahlukaniseke uLongwe kanye naye ke uZandile ila adubuleka khona nokuthi ke wafika ke ulongwe lapho ke edakiwe ngokusho kwakhe nokuthi futhi ke kona ke lokho isibhamu saqhuma kathathu kunabantu abathathu abashayeka umufi washayeka naye sashaya phansi sashaya phansi saze sashaya uZandile Khumalo naye ke wayidubula eqakaleni yebo ngiyakhumbula esho kanjalo.
Now, in support thereof, Mr. Mgomezulu then referred to the statement of Mr. Longwe Twala as per A9, paragraph 4, and if I can just ask you to once again put the contents of that paragraph up to the next page. Paragraph 4.
Paragraph 4 reads as follows, my lord. Suddenly, at 2000 hours on 2014-10-26, 2 unknown boys came in the house. I heard a voice saying, Take out phones. It's not clear, my lord.
Yes. Yes.
And money. I then approached one of the boys. I grabbed him and pushed him. He was armed with a revolver, 3.8 special. I ran out to look for help.
Yes, that's just enough. Thank you.
Efundeka ngalendlela ke istatement sakhe lesi uLongwe Twala kwangena ke noma kwangehora leshakalombili nge 2014-10-26 kwangena ke abafana ababili ngase ngizwa phakathi endlini ngase ngizwa ke izwi lithi ke imali ama phones kanye nemali ngaya ke koyedwa olabo bafana labo ngase ngiyambamba ke ngamphusha wayenesibhamu abayinaso ke ni revolver i38.3.8 special ngabalekela ngaphandle ke ngiyofuna usizo.
Now, in this paragraph that you've just read out, which Mr. Mgomezulu put on record, is there any support for these two propositions? The first one, that Mr. Longwe came into the house with a .38 special. Is there any support for that proposition?
I see none, my lord.
Manje kuloko oqeda ufunda lana ke kukhona yini okuhambisana naloko ebekhulunywa uyena uMr Mgomezulu ukuthi uLongwe Twala wangena endlini ephethe i-revolver noma i.38 special uthi cha akukho.
And the second assertion by Mr. Mgomezulu was that Longwe is the one who discharged the firearm and fatally wounded the deceased and himself. Is there any support for that proposition that Mr. Longwe Twala injured himself?
There is none, my lord.
Okunye futhi ke okushiwo uyena ke Mr Mgomezulu ukuthi ke uLongwe Twala ke uyena ke owadubula ke umufi wase naye ke eyishaya eqakaleni kukhona yini kuloko oqeda ufunda lana okuhambisana naloko cha akukho.
And Warrant Officer Musia testified that this house was swapped for DNA material, including blood, and that the only blood that was found was that of the deceased, as per Exhibit X11, which was found at near the TV stand in the kitchen tile wall and on the Heineken can. Are you aware of any other blood stains that were found on the scene, except for what I've just put to you?
No, my lord.
Warrant Officer Musia ubufakazi bakhe ke washo ke ukuthi ke kwatholakala igazi lakhe ke umufi eduze kwestand ke se TV khona ke nekanela khona ke lapho le Heineken khona yini elinye igazi olaziyo ke latholakala khona lapho ngaphandle kwaleli enqedwe ukulisho kuwena cha.
And the evidence was that Mr. Longwetwala also went to the hospital with, after the deceased was taken to hospital, that he also went to the hospital, that he stayed there at the hospital and also returned to the house to leave much later. Does this accord with his assertion that has been made that Mr. Longwetwala shot himself in the foot?
No, my lord, I don't see anything with regard to that.
Obunye noma ufakazi okhona ke phambi kwale nkantolo ukuthi ke uma ufike esehanjiswa eya ke emtholampilo noma esibhedlele ke uLongwetwala wayekhona ke lapho wahlala ke naye waseyahamba eya endlini ukhona yini ke manje lana ke okuhambisana ke nokuthi uLongwetwala ke wayelimele kulokhu uthi cha akukho kushoyo.
I don't see, sorry my lord, not with regard in support of that, my lord.
Kodwa akukho ke okuhambisana ke nalokho.
Now, Mr. Mgomezulu also referred to the affidavit of Mr. Sfiso Stanley Meiwa as per 812. I just want to, if you can just put the date of that statement on record.
The date, my lord, is not clear.
Yes. Or at least the year, if you can just figure out which year in which it was made.
My lord, it's not clear. The date stamp is not clear.
Akaceleke doba istaff lesasicaceleke ukuthi wenziwa ngomuphi unyaka.
Oh, sorry, my lord, sorry. My correction, it's 2019-04-25.
Date ke lana 2019-04-25.
So in other words, how many years after the incident was that statement made?
5 years, my lord.
Le statement esenziwa ke emuva kweminyaka emihlanu isehlakalo lesisenzeke.
Are you aware if the utterances that are made in that statement against Dr. Khoza, do you know if Dr. Khoza has commented on those allegations in an affidavit?
My lord, I know that there is an affidavit, my lord, of Dr. Ivan Khoza.
Ingabe uyazi yini ukuthi le insolo lezi ke ezibhaliwe lana ke uyena uSfiso Stanley Meiwa ukuthi ke uDr. Khoza ukhona yini abakusho? Yebo ngiyazi ukuthi sikhona ke statement esifungelwe sakhe uDr. Khoza.
And just maybe finally, if you can just clarify the date on which the warning statements of the accused were obtained and the date on which the warrants of arrest were executed on them.
My lord, the warrants were executed on the 26th of October 2020.
Ingabe ama dates noma amalanga ke okokuqala ama warning statement kubona abamangalelwa kanye futhi ke nokhishwa ke manje kwezincwadi lezi ezigunyazisa ukuthi baboshwe ke babu May 26 ka October 2020 uma khishwa ke izincwadi zokuboshwa kwabo.
And the warning statement, can I check for it? My lord, the warnings statement of Fisoku Hlentuli was taken on 2020-0701.
I warning statement yakhe ke uSisoku Hlentuli Idate ke 2020-07-01.
And my lord, the one of Mthokozisi Sipho Zonke Mapisa was taken on the 6th of July 2020.
Bese kuthi ke uMthokoseni Mapisa nge-6 zika July 2020.
The one of Mthobisi Mncube was taken on 2020-06-30. 2020-06-30.
Bese kuthi ke uMthobisi Mncube yena ke 2020-06-30.
The one, my lord, of Bongani Sandi Sontanzi was taken on 2020-07-26.
Bese kuthi ke Bongani Sandi Sontanzi verse 26 July 2020.
And the one, my lord, of Muzika Ukulelwa Stemba Sibia was taken on 23 July 2020.
Bese kuthi ke yakhe ke uMuzika ukhulelwa Sithemba Sibiya nge-23 zika July 2020.
Thank you. So there was a significant lapse of time between the taking of the warning statements and the execution of the warrants.
That's correct, my lord.
Kusho ukuthi ke kwakunesikhathi ke esandlula ke phakathi kwama warning statements ke noma ke istatement lezi zokuxwayiswa kwabo kanye futhi ke nokhishwa kwencwadi egunyazisa ukuboshwa kwabo yebo kuyiqiniso.
Now, it was put to you that you cook up the case. What was happening between the taking of the warning statement and the execution of the warrants?
My lord, we were running an investigation.
Kushiwo ke kuwena ke ukuthi nje nina ke nani kuhlanganyeleke lokunipheka ke icala leli ke manje kwenzekani ke phakathi kokuthathwa ke kwezistatement lezi ama warning statement nesikhathi ke sokhishwa ke kwencwadi lezi zogunyazwa ukuboshwa kwabo sasenza uphenyo.
And did you enroll the case on your own accord?
No, my lord, I'm not the one who enrolled the case.
Yes. Yeah, but whose decision was it to enroll the case?
It was, my lord, the NPA.
Ingabe kodwa ke inina ke noma wena ke owabese uletha icala phambili ke cha akusona ke umsebenzi wami ukuthi icala ke bese liya ke enkantolo umsebenzi kawo ke kwalabo abashushisayo.
Thank you, my lord. That will be all.
Thank you. Yeah, just on that note, as I understand the law, when there's a complaint lodged with the allegation that a person has contravened the law, mainly in criminal law, that, for instance, a murder has been committed, is it not so that you as the investigating officers, you investigate all angles of the offense? After you have completed the investigations, you take the dockets and you hand them over to the NPA's office,
It is correct,
the
my lord.
Director of Public Prosecutions. Police never charge anybody. Am I correct?
That's correct, my lord.
You know, this,
Kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi mase siphenyile ke thina ke siphenye ngayo zonke ke inhlangothi ukuthi thina sidlulisela kubashushisike amaphoyisa akusibona ke abantu ekuyibona abachaja abantu isinqumo ke sithathwa yilabo abashushisayo.
I think it's section 175 of the NPA Act. The person who charges or the intruders or obstructors of justice or the so-called guilty parties or suspects, it's at the behest of the Director of Public Prosecutions.
That's correct, my lord.
And the person who draws up the charge sheet is at the behest of the NPA Director's Office. No policeman draws a charge sheet. At least that's the law I know. Have you ever drawn a charge sheet, sir?
No, my lord.
Because I saw them reading a charge sheet to you that so-and-so says on this day you did this and this murder, hey. But is that a statement correct of the law that no policeman draws a charge sheet?
That's what I know, my lord.
Iloko ke engikwaziyo ke mina ke noma inkantolo iyasho ukuthi ngomthetho ekwaziyo ke yona ke ukuthi ke isinqumo sithathwa ke kulabo ke abashushisayo ibizwa ngokuthi ke NPA futhi ke kunale ncwadi ke ebizwa ngokuthi ke charge sheet la khona ke amacala abantu bawatheswa khona ke ukuthi akazi iphoyisa elikuyilona elenza lokho kodwa nalapha kuba iNPA eyenza lokho.
The other thing is this so-called second docket, was it ever displayed in this court? If I remember, Ms. Mshololo had it. Am I correct? Or a letter from...
I think cross-examination
Yeah.
from some of the statements
Yeah.
was made to the witnesses.
Yeah, quite. Doesn't matter. But the point I'm trying to get at, those persons who allegedly are the suspects in that second docket, they have not been charged. Is that not so?
My lord, what I know is that I am here for Force Lauders case.
Yeah, the
636.
first Lotus one, fine.
Yes,
That
my
is
lord.
636.
Yes, of
And
10,
the other one is
2014.
39 what?
No, I think 3.
No, it's common knowledge. Is that not so, Mr. Mgomizo? You talked about the second docket too. Yeah, the point I'm trying to get at is, factually speaking, no persons have been charged in that second docket.
Correct.
Have you seen the charge sheet in that docket?
No, I haven't seen the charge.
Is there a charge sheet, Mr. Baloi?
No, my lord, the court will recall that we handed up a letter from
Yes.
the Director of Public Prosecution saying that a decision
Will be
only
taken
at
after
a
this
late-
case.
Yes, at a later stage.
Okay.
Yebo khona ke la dokotela lesibini elu375 abekho ke futhi noma ke lokho kubizwa ngokuthi ke i-charge sheet la amacala abekwa khona ke usekhumbuza inkantolo umshushisi ukuthi ke kule ncwadi yayifundile ke la inkantolo ukuthi isinqumo sizothathwa kamuva ke uma sekusenzekile icala mayelana nalela lesibili idokotela.
Yeah, that's it. The last aspect, Mr. Nisi. I thought when we read that case of Rex versus Hepworth, 1927, you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
What did they say? They talked about gimmicks and intelligent, what, you remember?
He talks about so many things, so I may
Yeah,
not
but
be so sure
the
what
one
the
thing
court
I'm
is
interested
referring
in is
to.
because you say, this is new evidence. What does it say about it?
I'm
You
not
said
so
Mr. Baloi was introducing new evidence.
Yes,
And I'm saying that case deals precisely with that point also. Am I correct?
thank you, my lord.
No, not thank you. Am I correct?
I'll have to go and reread that
Where's that case?
my lord.
You've got it there.
Well, I think in essence it says a criminal trial is not a game.
That's it. And you
That
come with...
one party is entitled to take advantage of the other's
That's
omission.
it. Yeah,
So
yeah,
what-
fine. Yeah, but just read it again. And it's...
That part I definitely know. man.
Yeah.
But now that-
I know you know it.
Yes, but again, that case does not really justify a situation where procedure must just be flagrantly disregarded.
Hey, mother.
It still says procedure must be observed, strictly speaking, my lord.
Okay. Is that it, sir?
That's it for today. my lord.
I think, my lord, maybe my colleagues and myself have questions that arise from the question that the court has asked this witness.
Yeah, ask them. Ask those questions. Mr. Mgomozi, any
No,
questions arising?
Actually, I was confused when the court was asking a question about charging the suspect by the prosecutor.
Yeah,
Can
yes, I
you
know.
section-
Yeah. Police normally talk loosely. Hey, ngizokcharge kusasa. No, the decision is taken. Why don't we read section 174 and 5 of the
NPA.
authority pertaining to the duties of the Director of Public Prosecution. Do you have the act there with you?
Yes, it's section 75,
Yeah.
and there's also section 144
Yeah.
that refers to the DPP drawing up an indictment.
That's what I know. Mr. Mgomezulu, are you saying
My Lord,
I'm wrong?
I wasn't actually confused about what
Okay, what are you confused
the
about?
state is, that the police officer, because now we tend to lose the meaning of charging,
Yeah, no.
because the first person to bring a particular offense or complaint
Yes.
to the prosecution is the police.
Yes, yes.
And the police is directed by the prosecution
Yes,
authority what to do and what to
That's it,
investigate.
you're right.
On the days that this witness has mentioned, or about the days they were charged, the prosecution was not involved. It's only the police that were involved. And
Okay,
secondly, my
wait.
Lord,
Who
yes,
signed the indictment?
that is prior.
Hey, who signed the indictment?
It's the DPP.
That's it.
Hence, I'm still going on that aspect, my Lord. When I say there is a letter that came from
No,
the
no,
DPP's office to say it's conditional to charge the people that were in the house.
That letter,
I want the authority, not the letter. I want the law that says there are certain, because here is-
sorry, just quote that law. Just read the law.
I just want to know.
Because he's got it.
Section 144.
That's it, just read it.
It says,
Oh, my God.
charged in superior court to be laid in an indictment.
Right?
Section 144.1, when an attorney general or director of public prosecutions arraigns an accused for sentence or trial by a superior court, the charge shall be contained in a document called an indictment,
Right?
which shall be framed in the name of the attorney general or
Right.
director of public
That's it.
prosecutions.
That's it.
And the indictment shall, in addition to the charge against the accused, include, the
Yeah,
particulars of the
you
accused.
yourself,
yeah.
annexures and what have you,
Yes.
My concern, my Lord, is a particular provision in the NPA or in the Criminal Procedure
Which says
Act,
what?
which puts a suspension of a particular offense. Like in this case, my Lord, we have 636. So
Yeah.
the condition is that the accused or the suspect under 375
Yeah, they
will
will-
only be prosecuted if this is finalized.
You know what? Batohi is 150% correct. She is the Dominus Litus of South Africa. Just read to 174, who has the authority to charge anybody in South Africa. Anybody, including even the judge.
Yeah, but
No, Mr. Just
No,
sit
my
down,
Lord,
please.
sorry, my Lord.
It's because I'm telling you the law and you're on piggies.
But no,
But you
it's
don't
not-
tell me where you get your law on piggies.
I'm talking about the condition.
No, Batohi is entitled to do that, to suspend a prosecution. And this thing started in 1910, Attorney General. That's nothing new. The law hasn't changed since 1910. So Batohi, when he says, I will consider this docket, whatever, this one, Egamakubo, no Lishabani or whoever, I will consider it after this case is finalized. Nobody can tell you, hey, charge now. No, it's a decision. She's an authoritative source of that law. She can even charge the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, Phala, if she wants to. So that is the law. But police talk loosely. Hey, hey, you're fine. All he says, I draw a docket and I office or Umnisi when he was working there. And Umnisi reads and says, hey, all the elements are not covered. This element, when Mnisi is satisfied that the law has been covered, then Mnisi draws a charge sheet, an indictment, and I sign on behalf of Batohi, not Urata, hey, 6 penny, hey penny policeman, Ekonin. No. But when we talk loosely, it's like this firearm story. We talk, I mean, we talk like that. but we know there are categories of firearms. Like Uluga, who's this chap? The son to Chico. Yeah, they say he came in having a 38. And then he shot these guys, blah, 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 fine. But the state must prove that that 38, as he says, Ulongwe, if you call him, as you are going to call him, is the one that shot Senzo. You've got that thing, sir?
Yeah, it's section
Just read it.
179.
Yes,
subsection
179.
2 of the Constitution.
Okay.
Says the prosecuting authority has the power to institute criminal proceedings on behalf of the state and to carry out any necessary functions incidental to instituting criminal proceedings.
That's it. Okay, are we sitting tomorrow?
Indeed, my lord.
Yeah, wait, tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Is she coming or she's excused?
No, she's done.
Have you addressed
She's done. I don't know if my learned friends still have got questions.
Are they still having? I thought you were the progenitor of the questions.
No, my lord, it's about what we discussed.
Oh, that yeah. Okay, so you want us to do it now or tomorrow morning?
Today, my lord.
What is the view of the other gentlemen? What is it? Are you all at Edom?
My lord, we have the meeting of the minds that it should be addressed, but limited to what we discussed here, not the radio
Okay.
interview on Warawara.
Okay, fine. Yeah, there is a disturbing message I received or I got from Mr. Mgomezulu, which he suspects arises from the fact that he is counsel in this matter. And it appears that there were two persons who visited his home in the morning, very suspicious movements and persons. Fortunately, when they wanted to enter the premises of Mr. Mgomezulu, the dogs barked, and these two persons, unknown to him, who were behaving suspiciously, and which Mr. Mgomezulu says he suspects they were out to harm him or injure him or kill him, because this is what happens in South Africa. So this court, as an officer of the court, Mr. Mgomezulu, is entitled to all the protection the South African police can accord to him. I said I would make this public so that Mr. Mgomezulu, maybe you should lay a charge with the police so that it is realized that you are being assailed when you are performing your job as an officer of this court. Okay, do you want me to add any other thing?
My lord, the one for the
Pine Town.
for the Kaya FM cannot one link it into those people. But
But I haven't spoken about that.
Yes, I wanted to put that across as well.
Yeah, fine. No,
Because-
we're talking about the persons who visited,
Yes.
paid a visitation to your premises.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second part is that, my lord, 7 o'clock last evening,
Yeah.
Kaya FM interviewed Chico Twala, whom they were discussing about the evidence of Sifiso Meyiwa. And that's when he also challenged my competency. He said, I lack competency and I don't know why am I throwing him into this court.
Okay. Yeah, but I can't comment on that.
That's why, my lord, I said, let me put it on record that Chico Twala said this yesterday,
Yeah.
and in the morning it was also reported.
Okay.
Ngoba ke umeni lona kumele wena-ke Yeah-ke inkantolo bifuna nje ukwazisa ukuthi bebenenkulumo abebenayo-ke ekuseni la ngaphandle la kunezinto-ke ey'thile ayitshele inkantolo athi-ke ucabanga ukuthi ngoba-ke eyingxenye yale cala leli kunabantu-ke noma abalisi ababili abasolakalayo ababesendlini yakhe-ke ekuseni kodwa-ke baphazanyiswe ngokuthi-ke kuye kwakhonkotha-ke izinja-ke inkantolo-ke ithi nanjengokuthi-ke lana-ke inkantolo uma kuwukuthi kufanele ayovula icala-ke futhi-ke athole ukuvikeleka kodwa yinto nje abayikhulumile ngaphandle kodwa-ke uyafisa umhlengimezulu ukuthi yaziweke ukuthi-ke khona nje okusolakalayo kucabanga-la ukuthi-ke abantu bezomhlathela noma-ke futhi befuna ukuthi bambulale ngenxa yokuthi eyingxenye yale cala khona okunye akhuluma ngako kodwa inkantolo ithi yona-ke angeke iphawuleke kulokho.
Okay, thanks.
Court again.